Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd, and you know what? Recently on this channel, I've been talking a lot of superhero stuff, a lot of Marvel stuff, a lot of DC stuff. It's time for me to get back to my roots. My blue roots. A lot of you know I am a big fan of the Smurfs. I watched Smurfs cartoons when I was growing up. I collect Smurfs when I was a kid. I collect Smurfs today. You see there's a couple Smurf things behind me. There's even more things in bins that are off camera. So I love the Smurfs. So of course, I was excited when they were like, we're rebooting the Smurfs. The Smurfs are coming back in a brand new movie. And then I saw the movie, even though I owned them. The first one made a ton of money. The sequel made a lot of money too, but it only made about half as much as the first one. So I guess that was enough for Sony to say, put that on the back burner. We're gonna treat it like Spider-Man, reboot it again. I've already talked about this before. They have announced they're gonna do a reboot movie for the Smurfs, but we've got a little bit more details thanks to an article from USA Today and a couple new photos that mention some more about this movie as well as its cast, and I gotta say, I'm super excited about it. It looks like the classic Smurfs. It looks like a nice blend of the comic Smurfs, the cartoon Smurfs, the art style of the Smurfs that we're kind of used to with a little bit of a modern take. These drawings look like fun, cartoony, simple style, but still expressive type of Smurfs, and I like that. It is a completely CGI animated Smurfs movie. This is not connected to the first two Smurfs movies that we already seen. This is a completely new storyline, all set in the Smurfs world. There's no portals, there's no traveling to New York, there's no traveling to Paris. This is straight up happening in the world of the Smurfs, and that is great. Originally, the movie was gonna be called Get Smurfy, which I have to say I was not a fan of that. It's like Get Shorty, but with Smurfs. But according to this USA Today article, it's now gonna be called The Smurfs, The Lost Village. And they even gave us a bit of a storyline. They said that Smurfette and some of her Smurf friends, Hefty, Clumsy, Brainy, they're gonna be trying to find this lost, fabled Smurf village. Now, I'm curious about this because I don't know if this means that they don't have a village at this point, and maybe they're going to find the village that we know today to be Smurf Village, or if they're already in Smurf Village, and this could be a completely brand new village that they never even heard of before, never even seen before. And if that's the case, I'm pretty sure that means there's gonna be Smurfs in there that we've never seen before, whether they're Smurfs that we've heard about before but are now being introduced this way, or this could be their opportunity to make whole new Smurfs. As long as Vexy doesn't come back, I'm good. Now, they did use celebrity voices to voice the Smurfs in the last movie, and they're going to be using celebrity voices again, but completely different celebrities this time for some reason. They're like, get rid of these other celebrities. They're not pop culture current anymore. Here's some new celebrities to put out there. So in the other Smurf movies, Katy Perry was the voice of Smurfette, but I guess someone who worked at Sony must have got their hands on the Confident CD and was like, oh, that Demi Lovato, she sounds pretty good. She's the new Smurfette! Smurf for the summer! And unfortunately, Jonathan Winters passed. He was the voice of Papa Smurf. So now it's gonna be Mandy Patinkin as Papa Smurf. And they had already announced that Rainn Wilson was going to be Gargamel, which further proves that they're not doing any live action, because it's not gonna be Hank Azaria, you know, with the costume on or anything like that. It's gonna be a CGI animated Gargamel that Rainn Wilson from The Office is going to be voicing. And in this USA Today article, they announced some more voices. Joe, I'm gonna mess his name up, I swear. Joe Manganiello? I sound like I said mellow yellow. Manganiello? Did I do it right? I hope that's right. The dude from Magic Mike, the hot werewolf from True Blood. And yes, I'm calling him hot. I don't care. I like women, but that's a hot dude. Look at that dude. That's a hot dude. He's blowing up, man. He's in Magic Mike. He's gonna be the voice of Hefty Smurf in this movie. I just saw him in that Pee-wee's Big Holiday trailer. He's in that. Man, Sofia Vergara, that dude's going places. Wouldn't it be crazy if they had a baby and it's like the ugliest kid? Because they are hot. Like, both of them are completely hot, which means they're either gonna have a super hot baby or like a mutant. That's my mom and dad. And they're like, yeah, that's our son. Mommy, dad, I love you. That's just wrong. But he is the voice of Hefty Smurf, and it also hinted that there may be a little bit of a love story in this. Apparently, Hefty's gonna have a little bit of a crush on Smurfette, which is just, you know, weird, because I'm like, are you guys brothers and sisters? But I guess Gargamel made you, so you're not technically related. But then there's also 99 dudes up in this village. You know, you're just gonna pick one. I got 99 problems, but a Smurf ain't one. I don't know. Jack McBrayer. You know Jack McBrayer, that guy, oh goody gee, wander over yonder. He is going to be the voice of Clumsy Smurf, and that really makes sense because Clumsy Smurf back in the 80s cartoons, he kind of was like a bumpkin. He would always walk around, golly Brady, I'm gonna go pick some Smurf berries for Papa Smurf. I fell down, Brady.
Oh, clumsy, clumsy, clumsy. You gotta pick Smurf berries like Brainy Smurf picks Smurf berries.
I'm sorry, Brady. I'm I'm losing my mind. And then they got Danny Pudi is going to be the voice of Brainy. If you don't know who that is, that's Abed from Community. Oh, they gotta get Donald Glover to voice a Smurf too, so they can be like best friends. So yeah, they're doing the whole celebrity voicing the cartoon characters thing, especially with the Smurfs. They want to put those names on those posters, I get it. But at least they're at least trying to make some of them make sense of who they're voicing. Like Mandy Patinkin makes sense as Papa Smurf. Jack McBrayer makes sense as Clumsy. Joe Manganiello makes sense as Hefty. Like I see that they're trying to have some inspired casting. Still would have been nice because a lot of people who voice Smurfs are still around. There's a good number of them still around. A couple of them unfortunately passed away, but most of them are still around. It would have been nice to get some of them up in this movie. Maybe they'll voice like supporting Smurfs, but I have a feeling that any Smurf that talks in this thing is going to be voiced by a celebrity. Let's have some fun with this. Since we're talking about the celebrities voicing different Smurfs, name a Smurf. It could be an actual Smurf that's in the Smurfs lore, or you could just make up a Smurf and name the celebrity that would voice that Smurf. Use the hashtag Smurf casting. That's what we'll call it, Smurf casting. Put in a name of a Smurf and who should be the voice of that Smurf. I just know that this is getting me super excited because this is feeling like a legit Smurfs movie. I'm just hoping that the Smurfs still have enough power out there, like they have enough, you know, staying power, like people care about them enough that this movie does well, because I feel like this is a movie that they should have done in 2011 and probably would have still done as well, who knows. But now I'm wondering in 2016, particularly with all these other superhero films and all these reboots that we're getting and this nostalgia overload, is Smurfs gonna be one of those things that's gonna work now? I hope it does, because I like this style and I would hate it. I would be so upset if I sat here and we all sat here and said how much we hate how Hollywood does these really weird, you know, CGI live action remakes of cartoons and don't follow the source material, and then we get something that kind of follows it and it fails, it flops. It's be like the Powerpuff Girls movie all over again. I don't want that to happen, man, because if Hollywood sees that doesn't work, they'll be like, well, let's just keep doing the same thing we're doing. And before you know it, every cartoon you know is going to find a portal and be up in New York or LA or Chicago or Texas or wherever, and we're never going to see these wonderful cartoon characters in the fantasy world that they belong in. Support this movie, just like y'all made Deadpool #1 in the box office with $135 million. Thumbs up for that. When this Smurfs movie come out and it's just like the cartoon, hopefully, we haven't seen any trailer or anything yet, but if it seems to be close to what the cartoon and the comics are like, let's go support this movie so that we can stop all these chipmunk clones. Let the chipmunks do their Uptown Monk. I don't need no Uptown Smurf. Uptown Smurf gonna give it to you, cause Uptown Smurf gonna give it to you. Saturday night when we in the spot. Don't believe me, just Smurf. Come on, boop it up. Don't do it. Smurf's gonna be all right, right? Smurf's gonna be all right. I'm sorry. And if you're wondering when this movie is coming out, it's coming out on March 31st, 2017. Hold up. The Power Rangers movie is coming out March 24th, right? March 24th, 2017. Oh my God. March 2017 is gonna be a good month for Andre. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video. And if you are new here, tickle that subscribe button. I make new nerdy videos all week, every week. I love you like a play cousin, or I smurf you like a play cousin. I'm Smurfy 5000, Smurf Chomp, yomp.